Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. Adam Peller and Billy Jaffe, Barry Peterson. 5-1 your final as the Bruins lose to the New York Islanders in a game that started off ugly and really continued to be ugly the rest of the way.
It really was. There was nothing that could draw your hopes up, in the sense, as Brick kept talking about, the end of each period. Okay, go in, reorganize a little bit, try and find some structure, get into some good habits, find something. I can't find one.
Yeah, we've heard about, was it Swayman the other day talked about unacceptable a few games ago? Right? This falls into the line. I mean, this type of thing, I guess it wasn't any one, it was everybody. Did you find one positive in this game? I mean,
Marc McLaughlin.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you for being here and bringing me back. You're right, but that was it, the goal by him. Otherwise, everybody made mistakes. Everybody got beat. Everybody was out-efforted, out-smarted, out-everything in this game. I'm hoping, it's the old saying, when you're going to be sick, like, just get it out, right? Be really sick, get it out. I hope that this was the ultimate case of being sick for one night, and then they can get things going. But as Brick said at the end, got some issues.
They have some issues, and I am hoping, because in the past, when the Bruins have gone through a tough kind of go, and just when we think it's going to go like this, they get back to the basics and find their game. And I'm hoping, with Toronto, Edmonton, Toronto coming up the next 3 games, that you almost play scared. And I don't mean physically scared, but I mean that if you don't play your game defensively, it could get real ugly.
What we said in the intermission, second and third, right? They're 707% point percent against teams that are in the playoffs currently.
They raised their level of play.
Right.
If you look at the numbers.
Right. So let's
but going in,
they do. It's a big hope, though. After watching that tonight, it's a big ask.
Well, especially, Billy, remember after Thursday night when we were previewing this game, we said, hey, listen, they better be ready, because the Islanders are playing a little bit better. They're fighting for their playoff life. This is what you're going to expect, so be ready. Just didn't happen.
You just look at the new coach in Patrick Waugh. He is full of emotion, and his players responded to that emotion. They did. I guarantee you, he had them totally amped up for this game, and the Bruins, meanwhile, came out flat. Whatever's below flat, they came out.
Islanders are 7-5-3 now under Patrick Waugh, and going in, we talked about the fact that they were 5-0-0 and they had a lead after the first period, and they got the lead early in this one, and Kyle Palmieri providing all of the offense for the Islanders in that first period. 3 minutes and 37 seconds into the game, he scores number 1.
Well, it's the second of 2 stretch passes in a row. The Bruins get caught, Lowry gets caught looking, and then he gets beat at the blue line. You got to keep your man. You have to be above your player, right? Not let them behind you. And Palmieri keeps himself barely onside, but clearly was. And then he snipes it past Ullmark while coming in. He brings the puck inside the dot, and he beats Ullmark there. And everybody was like, "Whoa!" I mean, the UBS Arena was rocking early on, and that was just kind of symptomatic of everything that was going to be happening the rest of the night. But the way that the Islanders cleared through the neutral zone with their speed, and I would not call them the fastest team in the league, partner, but they showed it, and the Bruins were chasing from the opening faceoff.
Yeah, and then that was also a kind of getting us ready for a long night, in the sense that another outnumbered opportunity against 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. Bruins getting caught in the neutral zone. 3 forwards getting caught by 1 pass. Not good habits.
And then James Van Riemsdyk committing a holding penalty, and that led to an Islanders power play. And just seconds into that power play, guess who? Kyle Palmieri.
Yeah, you're kind of hoping, okay, it's a bad start for the team. Maybe you can get kill one off here, Billy, on the road, and get things back. And the Bruins right here, when you look at it, you win the face-off, a backhand, it doesn't get out, and you have a set play that you think you're going to run. It doesn't work. But now you're not in bad shape. Carlo gets all the way out there, but he's able to get back. You're protecting the house. You got 4 guys, but they're just standing around, and there's guys in the slot are able to be, they're not being checked. They're not even being challenged a little bit. They're just kind of standing there. and all of a sudden it's 2-0.
Well, it's a great little quick pass to Horvat. Watch the quick hands right on there, and then everybody. Again, we always talk about what you look to do on the power play. You look to get your opponent, the defenders, to have to turn their skates repeatedly, so quickly, and that's what the bump pass, or the one touch from Palmieri to Horvat did. Horvat's quick one-timer. Everybody is scrambling, and the Bruins now are guarding areas instead of guarding people. But I also go back to that. You win the face-off.
Yep.
And then you've talked always about going to your back end, making those passes. I understand it's one of the Bruins' play, but Zacha could not get there in time. Again, symptomatic or a sign of things to come in this game where they were so out of sorts in that first period, getting to spots, making tape-to-tape passes, everything. There was a great example of it again.
Really set the tone for the rest of the game. And then Kyle Palmieri completes the natural hat trick 7 minutes later with his 18th goal of the year, and here it is right here.
But look at all the movement again. I mean, look at the Bruins are low, and now everybody is spin. They're literally covering areas. Boqvist, he lets him go to the front of the net. He must think.
He thinks Lohrei is there supporting him on the left side.
I guess.
Yep.
You're right. So
He thinks he's right here, see?
But look at the cycle here, though.
Yep.
Look at the amount of cycling that the Islanders do. The constant movement, the whirling dervishes. The Bruins, meanwhile, are standing still. You have 4 guys standing in one area right now. There's no chance in heck that they're going to be able to get this play. Bullock off the pad. Here comes Palmieri and nestles it in easily for the Hattie. The natty Hattie.
Billy, that was a great example there to me of how the Bruins were chasing all over the ice. And as we know, when you're playing good team defense, there's a trust factor. It's like, okay, I've got my man. I know behind me, whatever's happening, I know what my job is to do is to eliminate my guy. They're now running so much, and the gaps are so large that they're all trying to do too much instead of do just their job.
All right, Subaru star of the game, Kyle Palmieri. Natural hat trick in the first period. Third Islander in team history with a natural hat trick in the first period. The other two, Derek King and Mick Vakuda. So there's Palmieri's numbers against the Bruins in 33 games. You see 13 goals now in the 33 games. However, 9 goals in his last 14 regular season games and 13 goals in his last 20 games if you include that playoff series against the Bruins back in 2021. And so Kyle Palmieri, a certified Bruins killer in recent history, and he did the job tonight. He talked about it, and some of the goals that Kyle Palmieri scored. Bigger picture, entire game, out of sync in other ways as well. Could have been worse than 3-0 after one.
Yeah, it could have been. Ullmark had to make 2 or 3 big saves, because, again, they're just so out of sync, and this is the way it started. Remember how we did Thursday? The first period couldn't have been any better. This one here could not have been any worse. They weren't moving their feet through the neutral zone. But Billy, when you're not moving, you're not playing with urgency, with a little desperation, all of a sudden that passing doesn't go tape to tape, right? It goes off somebody's skate, somebody's looking around, you're standing around, your gaps are there, you're not supporting each other. The little things that you need to do were not there.
No, and as a player, Barry, let's be honest, you know it.
Oh, yeah.
You know it, too, and that stinks. You're fighting through it. You keep trying to stay positive. But when you're putting the puck into the skates of your teammate, when you should be catching what is considered an easy pass for these guys, when you're not able to make plays that you normally do, it just stinks. You're just thinking like, holy smokes. And again, I'm keeping it PG-13 right now. But these guys they didn't have it. They knew they were chasing it, and they could never get it together in the first period to the third period. They never got it together in this game. They had one good rush in this game, literally. And as you said, it was the McLaughlin goal.
And to add insult to injury, he had an injury. And Pavel Zacha had a lower body injury in the first period and did not return. So see if we can get a status on that at some point. Probably not tonight, but we'll see what his status is for the game against the Maple Leafs on Monday. All right, plenty more to come here on Bruins Overtime Live. We get dressing room reaction to the Bruins loss on Long Island, plus Andy Brickley goes one-on-one with Jim Montgomery after the break. And later on, we'll check in on the Women's Hockey East Tournament as the second season gets underway.
Bruins Overtime Live on NESN is presented by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com.